Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. This is a place where diverse individuals discuss various topics from the Fallout universe. Join us, the conversation has already started.
Welcome to another episode of the Fallout Roundtable. I am your host, Maverick Stone, and today we got another episode. Woo! And today I have with me Jaxus and Sassy Lady. Everyone, say hi!
Hi!
Hey!
Woo! I think the caffeine's gotten to me.
That's good.
But anyway.
You asked for energy and you got it.
Yeah, all drinking Mountain Dew. Not sponsored.
Yet.
Yet! Please sponsor us one day. Anyway, how about we rate, review, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Fallout Roundtable. You know it's us when it's the same logo as on our Spotify. How about you rate, review on our Apple, give us a 5-star, put a review down there. And then how about you just let us know how we're doing on Twitter at FalloutRTB, or you can email us falloutrtb@gmail.com. Hell yeah, let's go.
All right.
5 stars for you, Mav.
Yeah, no kidding. And he's lively. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, guys. So
Bump you up.
now, Sassy, you came up with today's subject, and today's subject is our experiences in Fallout 76. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this month marks the 5th anniversary of Fallout 76. So when this game came out 5 years ago, I remember people were like, I don't know about this. Fallout shouldn't be a multiplayer game. I don't know. But yet,
I was in that crowd. Well,
I was kind of excited because my son had introduced me to Fallout, and we were going to get to play together now.
Okay. Before we continue going with how stuff should be multiplayer, there are certain games that I think should be multiplayer. Like Grand Theft Auto Online, Red Dead Redemption online. Those are good multiplayer games. Right? Yeah, they are. Red Dead Online.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just saying, I didn't think Fallout at that time, going directly into the conversation and just skipping everything that you're probably going to say. I didn't think that it should be a multiplayer because it's always been a single player game beforehand.
Well, that's what I was going to ask next.
So
which camp were you in?
I was in.
You were in.
I bought the game.
He was in a single player mode. He wanted single player only.
Yeah. Yes.
So
I was
like
hoping
everybody else walking around
single
like
player.
Head in the ground.
You knew the game was coming out multiplayer, but you weren't buying the multiplayer part.
Well, in the beginning there was no single player. There still isn't.
No, I mean, but you weren't buying into.
There's an idea.
It's going to be great.
Just like old school
campaign. No. Put a campaign mode in it, and then do a multiplayer version.
Yes.
Thing. Kind of like what they do.
Single player and multiplayer should be in almost any game portion.
I think there should be an option.
Halo,
exactly.
Halo, Call
like
of
almost
Duty.
all the other
there
games
should be
in
an
the world.
option for that way you
absolutely
have the best of both for everybody.
See, now you see where I'm coming from here.
Mm-hmm.
But my point being is that
but it wasn't.
I think every game should have a multiplayer function. That's where I was going.
And
that's what I meant.
And
when everybody was like shitting on it because it was a multiplayer game, I'm like, hi. So all right. So these games lasted multiple years,
right?
Because they had great, gameplay and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
If you have multiplayer, not only do you have great gameplay, but you have community. And
I guess I was on
we
the
didn't even realize at the time how much community.
Those of us who played multiplayer games since the beginning of time,
even Bethesda expected.
No, they didn't know nothing.
They expected the Fallout players to want to be all PvP all the time. But they thought it would be some big, what?
Kind of like they're hoping for what
they wanted it
Elder
to be
Scrolls.
a first-person shooter.
It was going to be some what do they call those grand?
Be like Elder Scrolls. That's a multiplayer.
Battle Royale, yeah. They were expecting some big battle royale.
Battle royals suck.
Well, I wasn't
Fortnite
really
players.
About it.
We don't like you.
Yeah, I don't like.
So even before, so I remember seeing in different chats and forums before.
I like
people were talking about, can we buy our own server? Like, can we rent our own server, make our own server, so that people who don't want to PvP and just want to explore like they do in regular Fallout games can like
I
play
thought
on
there
our
was a
servers.
passive mode to this in the beginning, where you could turn off the combat for
Well, it should
yourself.
have all these options, not just one or two of these options.
Well, yeah,
Look at
obviously, I
almost
agree
every
with
other
that.
game
Yeah.
out there. You have these options.
Because we
You
didn't
can buy
have
a
private
server. You
servers
could
in the
do- yeah.
beginning.
Yeah,
was
in
just
Fallout in the
stupid.
beginning, you couldn't do nothing besides
My
with
point,
the game.
my point exactly is, why the hell didn't they just do it with Starfield?
That surprised
Yeah, that
me.
is true. Yeah,
I mean,
I-
Starfield to me was built to be a multiplayer
Like,
game.
Yeah,
The way
Exactly.
it's
This place is
designed, it looks like
freaking
it should have been.
huge. The
Yeah.
world is huge, and there's nobody,
Yes, guys,
It's-
we're going
it's
a
a
little bit off
single-
subject,
Yeah,
but
we're a
I'm
little
sure
off
you're
rails,
still
but it's-
interested.
but-
We'll come back around, I swear.
Yeah, we will. We'll bring it.
It'll make a big circle eventually. Well, just stick with us. While we're going taking this carousel, it'll be great.
It's we are. We're like a carousel, not a train. It's
Choo choo.
But
We're
it's-
trained, we just go in a circle, that's all.
But I just
Yeah,
remember in the
yeah.
beginning, you saw a lot of hate because they were like, I am never going to play this game. I'm never going to pick it up because I will not play with other people. And you saw other people who were like, well, I don't know. I'll try it out. It might be fun to just like kill people all the time or something. And then
I was in that camp too.
but I was just like, I was excited because I could play with my son. He introduced me to Fallout. He showed me Fallout 3 and I fell in love with it. And I was like, oh my gosh, we can play together instead of just watching each other play. So I thought that might be neat. And,
and I thought
I was looking forward to
I
it.
thought they would create more of a campaign system. Like, so
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
when it first
there was like nothing.
we're gonna go
It-
we're going into the show now. So all right, we're going into our experiences in Fallout.
Yeah, we're in there. We're there.
Okay.
We're
so-
there, but
Yeah.
not really.
So-
So
no, we're
this
kind of
was
bouncing around.
pre-release. So now
Yeah.
we're talking about release.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, during 76, like I expected campaigns. I expected to show up and there'd be what we used to call instances. Instances were things
Yes,
where
mhm.
people would go in groups of like 5. You would
Right.
have, somebody who was based as a tank. You would have somebody
Mhm.
who was DPS. You would have a healer.
Yeah.
You would,
Yeah.
and you would have these individuals
Yeah.
with you, and you would go in
You'd have
with
your
an
battles there.
objective of some sort.
Right.
Like,
wow,
Please,
kinda
please
like-
take note of what I'm saying right now, because
Well, like,
Yes,
wow.
Todd Howard, listen to him.
Yeah.
Please, Mr. Howard.
Yeah. So
Well,
you would go in
I mean, a
and
lot
you
of
would
other
have
games
this
do that.
grouping, and with that you would be able, and then on top of that, mind you, the crafting, I think they did pretty good on the crafting. I have to
I
admit
like
that.
it.
I believe so
Yeah, the
too.
crafting's good.
The crafting
And
was good.
I think to refine the building aspect from 4, I liked it a little bit more in 76 than 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
like being
like
able
it.
to build anywhere.
I
I like
don't
that.
so much like the whole cap thing, but that's just because I'm greedy.
Oh, I know. Same.
I
We
wanna be
all
able to
are
build
when
more.
we're
To be
building.
honest,
Cool,
we had
yeah.
caps in 4, but we knew all the tricks to push the budget.
to get around it. Yeah.
Oh,
But
We
yeah.
at the
always
same
did.
time, I like that element of the game. If they leave that in there, that's great. If they were to like add in to where you could have these instances like I was referring to that required you to be kind of a specialist of some sort. And you
Mhm.
guys could always change things up, obviously, because we make it
Well,
where you can change your
Because even at Queen events, there's always going to be like you got the heavy gunner guys, and then
Right.
there's always somebody like anytime somebody goes down, here I am.
But
Here,
all
let me
they
stim
have-
back you.
all
you
they
know?
really have is the Queen event. And then other than that, you have these
Earl.
the dailies and stuff like
That
that.
nobody
So
wants
pretty
to
much
get
what you're
so broken.
saying,
and they're
so pretty
super
mu-
wish-washy.
Yeah, I agree. So
Yeah.
what you're saying is what you want something similar to what GTA, going back to Grand Theft Auto, how they do their heist system.
I don't know because I never played
WoW
Grand
even
Theft
does
Auto
that,
as a regular
because
player.
they do their dungeon crawl.
Well, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
I
every
agree to
other
that,
game
yeah.
that's out there
Every-
has
yeah.
this.
Yeah, every
or
other
any-
game
I don't play
has
WoW,
this.
but I've
anytime
seen
anytime
it
you're dealing
enough.
with real-time strategy,
yeah.
what am I trying to say here?
Uh,
But, like,
RPG.
you
Role-playing
Yeah,
game.
role-playing.
There
Like,
you
you have
go.
like a
RPGs. guild,
and you have like your group, and everybody has, like
Yes.
you said, like they have their role, they have their thing. You got your
Like, you got
healer, you got your Peter,
Conan.
you got your.
You
Mhm.
got Subnautica is a single player game. Ark is a multiplayer game that does something similar. There's
So
a ton
Star
of
Wars
games
the
out
Old-
there.
Star Wars: The Old
Yeah.
Republic.
Yes.
Okay,
that
so
was
the way
big.
that is initially set
Yes,
up,
I love
and-
that game.
well, and then there was Galaxies before that, which was twice as good as Star Wars: the old Republican bar as long as they're except for the graphics sucked. Anyways,
Yeah, but
those
you can't. It was a good game for its time.
it was a great game for its time.
It was a great game for
7
its
years
time.
there, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like we need to progress. Obviously, I'm okay with
obviously.
I'm okay with progression. What I'm not
Yeah.
okay with is let's throw away something that's worked for years and try to make it to where it's boring and like a phone game. Because that's what they did.
It even wasn't so much that they tried something different. It was that in the beginning there was nothing really to do. Like you followed your quest lines and stuff. What was
I think
there?
they kind of took the sandbox thing a little too far for.
But that was it. It was just a big sandbox with a bunch of people wandering around with nothing to do, and so people got bored.
I don't think it was a lack of something to do.
That was
it
when
was
the
more they
griefers got
didn't know
bonkers.
what to do.
Yeah,
I don't think it was a lack of something to do because if anybody creative,
right,
knew what they were dealing with. Like most of the time, you show up in the game and you're like, "What the hell do I do?"
Right, and
I don't know where to
players were
go.
like, "This is amazing, let's do it." But
other people were like, "Hello."
Yeah. But other people were just like, "I don't know what's going on here."
Yeah,
and
I feel like they were trying to propel 76 to be more for the experienced player and not so much like the new guy. Like
where they assumed that even the experienced player would be able to walk in and know exactly how their building mechanics worked.
That's just it.
Yeah,
they had no tutorial.
Changed.
Yeah, the mechanics
there was
were
some stuff that
different than most other games, other than
no, I
Fallout
agree.
series.
There should have been a tutorial in the beginning.
Yeah,
well, they kind of brought one in with Wastelanders, but still, even then, it wasn't that great.
It wasn't that great either.
Your first 10 levels should have been teaching you how to play the game.
No, I agree.
Go here, do this. Go there, do that.
They've never had a lot of tutorials because I mean, even in Starfield, you didn't get like a lot of tutorials.
No, but this is
because like it took me forever to figure out how to fly a damn ship.
This is something to learn from, though. It's like, okay, maybe they're right. Maybe the first 10 levels should be learning how to play the game.
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, the most like in depth thing that they did was when you went to the overseer's camp and they made you make like 4 things. Okay, there you go. Done.
Right. But then it got a little better when they brought in Wastelanders and you had to go talk to the girl at the Wayward and then you had to build a camp, but they didn't tell you like how. They were just like, well, here's your module. And then he had those like videos or holotapes or whatever. And that wasn't even required to like listen to it or whatever. I don't know. It was like,
there was
you're talking about Gob or whatever his name. Mort, yeah.
Mort.
Yeah. I was thinking of the
you're thinking of Fallout 3
game. Yeah. Mort. Yeah.
Gob.
Any ghoul in any bar, or they all look alike.
They're all Gob.
They're Gob. They're all Gob. Gob.
Fix my radio. No, not that
That's one. Right.
Leave me alone. I'm Gob.
So
my Gob voice is really not that
when
good.
you guys started, what was did you guys start at launch or did you start later?
I started later.
I
started after they actually had AI in the game. I didn't experience
you started after Wastelanders.
Yeah,
I started before Wastelanders, but I didn't start right at the beginning.
So
somewhere between the beginning and Wastelanders, I started between that segment. So I got the original map, and I got
you know what it's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I knew what it was like, and I'm like,
so I
don't like it. I don't like it.
We got it like the day it was out, and it was interesting.
It was interesting.
And the thing is, I don't remember running into a lot of randos. I just remember like running into a lot of robots, especially assault bots.
That's what I heard.
I had
my just had robots around you. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, there were a ton of robots.
And then you barely ever saw another player.
I don't remember seeing a lot of random players.
3
I mean,
groups
maybe
of people.
1 or 2 bit.
That's it.
Like there was always the dude running around in power armor, but for the most part, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared of people because I have never played a multiplayer game before in my life, and of course Connor
jump my ass and steal my stuff.
Connor, who plays more games than me, was like, "Well, multiplayer is always full of griefers. Multiplayer is always full of griefers. So I don't know if this is gonna be a good idea, And I'm like,
well, and
what's a griefer?
Well, I hate griefers.
And that's what's created that stigma about the multiplayer gaming is that basically it's everybody that's ever been bullied in their life that's too much of a sissy to stand up for themselves are the ones that go, oh, I can't take this. They're going to take my stuff. Punch them back, you big sissy.
Well, he was, we were fine with it. And he's actually he's done really well. And the funny thing is with him, so we quit for a while. Like we played for a couple weeks or whatever, and it was just kind of boring. And like I said, like everything wasn't really clicking. There wasn't really like just running around getting like, you just turn the corner of a road and get like, one-shotted by an assaultron was just not fun. Like, oh, I can't even walk down this road because
I've experienced that.
Right.
That's not
I was
fun.
just like,
being an experienced first person.
I even went back looking for that assaultron later, and she
happen to
doesn't
me.
live there anymore. And I was like,
yeah.
So, we kind of just put it to the side for a while. And then when Wastelanders came out, I was like, oh, there's people in there. I should try this again. I talked him into trying it with me again. And, but then he didn't really want to play with me so much. So fine. So I played it a lot on my own. I found people to play with. And then he would play by himself, but he's the kind of person that he would see this little low level and he would like tag along with them and help them and give them stuff and show them where everything was. And, he'd be like their little guardian, So I thought that was really cute. He always like picks up the little guys and runs them around the wasteland.
Shows a little bit of your son's character there.
Yeah. He's a little caregiver. But he just, he takes care of him, runs him around the wasteland. He's like, oh, here, let's go over here and I'll show you how to do this. Or I'll take you to Queen if you want and I'll help you not die or, something. And it's really cute.
That's what really helped created that community is people like him.
People like that.
Yeah.
It was people like that made it. And I remember, gosh, it happened to me just the other night. I was playing my middle character and she just hit 200. So I wouldn't call her a
Congratulations.
baby. Thank you. And I wouldn't call her a baby, right? She's 200. But like some guy came, I was at his camp going through I was looking for his trick-or-treat bowl. And then I was like complimenting his camp because it was pretty cool. It was a Brotherhood camp, I think. And it looked really cool. I was like, this is neat. And he's like, oh, just hang on a sec. He just like unloads like a crap ton of plans on me. And I'm like, thank you. He's like 500 something level, but I'm like, he's unloading stuff on me that I would normally give to like a level 20,
Usually when people try to do that to me, I'm like, whoa, I know Night Taylor. I don't need any more.
I know. I
don't need any of it.
But it was like, he actually gave me some stuff that I didn't have, which was neat. And then other stuff that I was able to gift to other people. So that was kind of cool. And I was like, oh, wow, that's so neat. But, so people like that are, and then I see on Facebook, like people are getting mad because they're like, oh, this level 130 something was taking plans out of the freebie box by the vault. And I'm like, so?
Maybe
maybe they didn't have them. Just because they're not a level 10 doesn't mean that they don't.
Maybe you got them to get to another person. Who knows?
And that could be it too. Maybe they know somebody, like maybe their friend
is keeping them so he can sell them. Hello, have you looked at them?
Well, somebody,
guys? Yeah.
I sell all my plans for like 10 caps, and somebody cleaned me out. And I usually, if I start seeing cha-ching, 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 I'll look and see who's buying my stuff. And sometimes it's higher levels, and I'm like, yeah, they're just going to turn around and resell. Or I was so happy, my little heart just like, was little level 19 was cleaning me out all the recipes and stuff.
Well, he's like, good I need all this stuff. I'm gonna get it. I
need that. Yeah,
right.
It's all the right price, cool.
Yeah, I was like, good for you, because that's why I price them at 10 caps.
Well, and it's like people that like buy it just to turn around and resell it. They're just ruining the market.
But see, I don't understand that though. Because I'm like, these are things that the reason they're in my vendor is because I just pick them up randomly. I don't look for these things. They just happen to be there. So I just, and a lot of times, like if my stash is full, then I'll just drop them off somewhere, wherever I happen to be. Because we all know the blue suit. I guess freebie boxes are coming to all the train stations, even though we all know we use the blue suitcase.
Oh,
so yeah, in the beginning,
dropping everything off in the blue suitcase.
Yeah. We're still going to use the blue suitcase. Forget about this free box. But So yeah, we I came back strong after Wastelanders. I met up with a group of girls that I played with from the Nuka Gals in about that time, and then they've since kind of wandered off and they play other games. And then I've played on and off with other people, and for the most part, I probably usually spend most of the time by myself. But I met so many people and I've gotten into so many things. It's been
The
really
only time I
cool.
really spend a lot of time, I spend a lot of time by myself. But like when I spend the most time by myself is when I'm like crafting and I'm building, because I'm too
If I'm
busy to
building,
like, I'm a lot of the times if I'll have like my buddies in Discord and he's talking to me, but like he's at his camp doing his thing, I'm at my camp doing my thing,
right,
and we're just shooting the shit while we're doing stuff. You
right,
know, there'll be a point where we'll be like, hey, you want to go do this? Oh, hey, look, this just popped up. Let's go do that
right.
one.
Oh my
You
gosh,
know,
it's a rad rumble. Let's go
yeah,
level up
yeah.
5 times.
That's when we all like run over there together real quick. We create a group,
Uh-huh.
we go slam it out, and then as
Yeah,
soon
we'll
as we're
come
done, we're
back.
like back to our camp doing,
Right.
stupid things. And I mean
Exactly.
stupid things because we just like, oh look, I made this bobblehead, or whatever.
Ooh,
Well,
bobblehead.
usually, like if I'm a lot of times when I'm going to build a camp, like if I want to seriously build, I'll like go to private sometimes because otherwise there's like so many people tromping through your camp and they'll like emote. And then I'm like, I got to get out of build mode so I can emote back and then get back into build mode. So I'm like, I'll
Yeah,
just go to
see, you
private.
care. I don't. You can
Oh,
send me a deck like
Yeah.
an idiot. Yeah, I don't care if they're dancing there doing whatever, and I'm like, if I'm in the middle of doing something, it's like you can wait, buddy. You just stand there in line, and I'm like, get
yeah,
done,
no,
and
I feel like
then
I
I'll
have
come
to
out, and then I
appreciate people.
almost every single time that I get like done, I'll do one emote, and that's it. Be like, yep, ad Victorium. Right, moving on. It's like if you can't
Yeah,
figure it out on Brotherhood of Steel, then you are not looking around very well.
I know, right? Can you see? Open your eyes. But yeah, there's like times when it's just like I'll be building stuff and somebody's there and I'm like, okay, you need to move. You need to get
You're
out of my
in my
way.
way. Yeah, you're in my way. I'm
So
trying to
just
do
leave
something
it.
here.
Yeah, if I'm doing a serious build, I will probably go do that like the major building in private and then I'll go back to public or something. And then, either just dig around with it or be done with it or whatever. But like I haven't like when I redid my entire Halloween camp, but I didn't redo anything structurally. Structurally, I left it alone. I just redecorated some of it. So I just
Speaking
did
of
that.
which, we were
I did that
supposed to
on
do a float. We totally
It
blew
is.
that. Thanks,
It's
guys.
done. It is
Well,
done. It has
well,
been done for a
yeah, but
while.
I know it's been done, but we haven't like gotten in there to go like sit on the float
Well,
and do the
Jessica,
video.
yeah, we haven't done that. And then Jessica had asked me when I was wanting to do that. And then somebody else told me no, that's supposed to be tuned. So I'm kind of
Yeah, but
confused.
Chad, Kenny had put up a thing where he was like, deadline's up, blah, blah, blah. And I think that might have passed. I,
Because she said,
and I'm like, well, I hadn't even gotten everybody
because I
together to be
told
able to
her,
do
she said, oh, I
anything.
hadn't heard back from you. So I thought maybe you were interested. And I said, I thought I was going to be gone. So I wasn't going to be able to do it. And then she said, no, we're doing that after.
Do 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 do. What is this?
Anyway,
Fallout cosplay gathering
I'll look at
Saturday,
it later.
October
Anyway,
22nd.
we should go to a break
Yeah.
since we're looking at all this stuff,
Oh,
and we'll
Yeah,
come
let's
okay.
go
back at
break.
the other end.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, let's
We'll
go
be
to
right
break,
back.
guys. Yeah.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Ever wanted to be a content creator but had no clue where to begin? Come join me as I sit down with content creators that have already faced the challenges you're up against, as they discuss the tips and tricks that help them be successful. Here on The Content Creator's Guide, available wherever podcasts can be found.
Welcome back, guys. Hope you
Welcome
missed
back.
us.
We're here. We're back and stuff.
Woo! So let's talk about my
Our
first
first
experience.
experiences?
Yeah,
Okay.
my
Yeah,
first. Let me.
Yeah, because
speak
you're
first.
the middle guy. Go with the middle guy.
I'm the middle guy here. So I started.
He's
I
the
didn't
pivot
start.
man and the circle jerk, guys.
Yeah, I am. I don't like being that guy, but in this
But you are.
instance, I am. So when I first started, first 76, I saw about it. I was in that camp. It was like Fallout shouldn't be a multiplayer game, or if they do it, have a single player for those single player people, like a campaign mode. But they didn't. So I didn't buy it right away because I didn't have enough money. I was a broke high schooler, I think, at the time. Because that shows my age right there.
Now you're a broke 20 something.
Yeah, all because of New Vegas celebration in like next week, I think, when this comes out.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
But
Okay.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, I played all the way up to Wastelanders. I went past Wastelanders. I absolutely hated before Wastelanders because I love my NPCs. I was in that camp that Fallout should have NPCs because regular people in game don't talk a lot, and they're like me, and we don't talk a lot. I actually ran into like 3 sets of people, like 3 groups of one group was like four people. I saw a lot of people. It was weird. But I also saw my fair share of robots too. So I stopped playing at a little bit after Wastelanders because I just lost interest, to be honest. I went back to 4 because I like 4 better. I'm a mod guy. I love my mods. I like to cheat because I can't play these games properly. Actually, I did play Fallout 4 properly, just to say I did. So people can't come at me and be like, you didn't play 4 or even 3 properly, but I did. So all those people out there, you can be quiet. And I have the proof. So anyway,
Do you
yeah.
have the pudding?
Proof in the pudding.
Yeah.
Proof in the pudding.
But anyway,
pudding. But anyway, yeah, I was in that camp. I was in a lot of those majority camps, not because I just thought I was more of a follower. But I also had my own opinion about it as well. After Wastelanders came out, I didn't like how they redid part of the map. I liked the original map.
Map changes with every update.
Yeah, I hate it because I loved the map. The original map, I thought it was.
I wish I
perfect.
had more pictures of Crater before Raiders. I can't find any.
I liked the big old space.
Did it look different? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it was the crash space station.
Yeah, it
with
was
all
the
that
space
garbage
station
around.
with nothing.
Yep.
It was pretty cool to see. To be
And then
honest.
Atlas was like a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
You know, it was a whole different thing. You went in and you learned about the government experimenting with weather.
Yeah, that was before the Brotherhood came in.
Before the Brotherhood came. Yeah.
And now, a lot of those doors are
changes.
closed. And we can't do it.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
even
and
know
it's like
that.
some things that change, you can still find like holotapes and computer entries laying around.
I think Chip mentioned this last time we were on when he was planning a scene and then an update came out and
that's because he can't go. Yeah, because they changed the White Springs and he can't go into the theater anymore.
Yeah, it's sort of that same thing.
Yeah,
I liked a lot of that, a lot of the original map. I didn't like some of the updates. I was like, okay, fine, but a lot of them, I was like, don't do that.
I have mixed feelings on some of it, but
some of it, I'm the same way. The other parts of it, don't. You're just ruining it.
Because I do kind of I liked kind of the desolation of some of the areas, like the Cranberry area,
The bog,
that park. Well, it's like a specific area in the Cranberry Bog where they now have the turtle event. And they have all those buildings built up now so that you can hit all the different buildings and find the supplies and explode the doors and then load up the Brahmin and kill the turtle.
Yep.
That was all just walkways before. In the little swampy area with the cranberries, it was just walkways. So it was like a nature preserve or something. And it was just like a desolate area. And I think there was something back there. I can't remember what creature was back there now, but you would go back there and fight those. And now it's not. Now it's cultists and turtles.
Yeah, big old cultists. Gotta love your cultists.
Yeah, and I was thinking, I'm like, the more updates they do, which is cool because we get new content, but the maps get busy.
Yeah, with all the people, I liked it. I liked the original amount of NPCs they had. I didn't like the how much more NPCs, what they're doing to the map. Parts of it, yes, I understand how why you have to do it, but there's another part of me that's like, you just leave it how it is and just put like decorations or something. I
I mean,
guess that's still
adding
changing.
people to the existing locations that they had made sense.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, exactly.
it's when they're building all the new places. That's
Kind of like going back to the space shuttle, the space station.
space
Leave it
station
as
thing.
is. Yeah, leave it and put the Raiders somewhere else.
I
That
don't know where you
was
would though.
I mean, for me, now, mind you, I wasn't around for all that, but to me, I kind of like it the way it is. It seems just
Yeah, no,
fine,
it does. It makes a lot of sense.
I mean, and I mean, from an explorer's point of view, like, it's a beautiful map. Like, there's a
It
lot
is.
of really
Oh
cool
yeah.
places to
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yeah,
What I
there is.
can't stand is when they ruin an area for an event and make it where, like, could not stand where space aliens would pop up all over the place, no matter where I was, and I had to like deal with that. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to. If I want to deal with that, let me go to an area to deal with that. But don't make it where the whole map
like
turns into this
outside the event.
alien thing
Yeah,
when I don't want to participate in this stupid thing. Because I thought it was the whole alien invasion thing. I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. I could care less about it. If I want to do like spaceship Zeta or whatever, have me go
look,
to another
oh,
instance, another area, and go screw around with that crap. But don't
that's
ruin
true.
my tranquility. Because I like when I'm like walking through the forest and stuff, whatnot, and I blow a ragstag's head off, or I got to deal with a super mutant. That's a whole different thing. I expect that in the
Right.
environment. That's
Yeah.
part of the map. But like when you're like taking something that kind of takes you out of the immersion, because
Hmm.
that totally takes you out of the immersion of Fallout, in my
Hmm.
opinion, because
Well,
it's
it
not
does.
commonly part of the game.
Right.
And then you all of a sudden you have this alien crap, and I'm like, look, dude, I don't need the fancy colors and all that bullshit. Get that out of here.
Although I mean, it does make for, I mean, when you're a wasteland photographer, like, yeah, it's like it does give you some interesting photos. Like
shots, yeah.
there's that where the sky turns green, and then there's the sky turns purple with the Mothman event in
I don't think
you know,
the episode I'm going to talk about has been released yet. But me, Little Green, and Nova were talking about aliens. How in our horror villains, and how we were talking about World of Worlds, both the BBC version
right.
and the how that could make it better than how the alien invasion happened, whether it be a final stand or like another race of aliens came in, like in lore, like in Mothership Zeta. I guess there was some lore on there that said they were in war or with another alien group, or there were like theories out there. Make those theories come to life. That's what would have made the alien invasion update so much better than what we got.
Yeah, to me it was just stupid. I didn't like it.
It's
I
not
mean,
my
Same way.
favorite event.
I liked being in like the instance part where they had the, oh, what is it called? When you go inside I don't even know what it's called. It's underground, and you have like the aliens kind of coming around the corners. It's an instance. What do they call that thing? Actually, it's
It's
not called the
Mothership
aliens.
Zeta.
No,
Is it in
not
I thought
that.
it was.
76?
It's in 76. It's
So they're probably using them in one of the dailies, right?
no, yeah, but it's not really aliens, I don't think. It's that one where you stand in the middle of the room and they come from three different directions, and you got to kind of keep everybody shot back, whatever. And is there aliens in that one? Are those aliens, or are those just, yeah, I think so. I can't remember what it's called now.
I don't think I've done that one.
Is it Rad Rumble? Maybe it is Rad Rumble. No, Rad Rumble's in the dome thing, right?
No, Red Rumble's it's like a mine, and you've got well, mainly you've got ghouls coming, the glowing ghouls coming up the mine
That's what
shafts
it
on both
is. It's
sides.
the
Like you're in the
glowing
Yeah.
middle of the.
ghouls.
Okay,
That's
you're
the
thinking
glowing
of
ghouls.
Rad
Yeah.
Rumble. No, that's like the best. Yeah, I just liked
I
it.
loved
They could
Rad
so
Rumble.
See, I
much.
like that,
Like-
but like they should have done something like that with the aliens. You know what I mean? Made it where it was like an instant you went in there and you dealt with it, and then like when you went back in the world, it was the world again.
Okay, so another thing that,
that
we can
makes
all bring back to the battle royales. What about the fall? What was it? It's not in the game anymore.
Oh, nuclear winter.
Yeah, that for a time was pretty good. I participated in it while it was going. I died almost instantly because I'm not that good at battle royales.
I never did because
I
everybody
wanted to see what it
was
was
like,
all about.
I
It was
wanted
mostly
to too,
just
but everybody was
griefers
like,
and-
it takes so long to get a team together. You spend more time in the lobby and blah blah blah. And
yeah, it
then
sounds like Fortnite. It was basically Fortnite but Fallout version.
I wish
Yeah.
they had a
How it
random
was.
where you could just go in there, click on random, and it would just put you together with a team and shoot you into the instance. Boop.
well, and
I
don't know
thought
if
the
that's what
premise
did,
behind
but
it
took
was
so long to
fine.
find somebody. I don't know.
Well,
But
that's
there
why
were
I
people
have
who,
it where it's
you
set up
skip
as
the-
an auto thing where it's like, all right, we'll grab these, do, boom, and throw you right in the instance. You know, here's 5
I
people.
thought that Nuclear Winter was fine. I thought it was a great battle royale for the
people had a
premise
lot
that
of
they're.
fun with it.
Yeah, I thought it was perfect for the premise of what it was being used for.
Mhm.
But when they took it away, there was a lot of backlash behind it because a lot of
Yeah,
people liked it.
I don't know
It,
why.
it was it was all about it was during the battle royale wars or whatever what they call it between Fortnite, whatever the other one was, like ton of them other ones I can't remember because the only one I remember is Fortnite because they won apparently. But yeah, and then Bethesda came out with their own type of battle royale, Nuclear Winter, and I'm like, it was great for what the premise was for it. But and then they took it away after all the battle royale craze died down, and all these Fallout players that were in doing it, they did not like it when they took it away. I was one of them, but I was not heavily involved at that point. My interest with 76 has started to wind down, and then I stopped playing after, not far after. And I
just
haven't
didn't
played
know
since.
like why they couldn't keep it open for the people who wanted it. Like, did they need a server or something? I didn't understand why they had to get rid of it. I know they
think
said
it
that
was
there
more
was
for the
like
craze.
lack of interest, but
Oh, real
what's
quick,
the
little shout out. I wanted to say thank you to all the Native Americans for letting us live on your land, and sorry for all the crap that our ancestors did to like kill all of you. It's Native American History Month, so Heritage
Oh.
Month. So, yeah, just wanted a little shout out to all of our Native Americans out there.
Yeah.
Thank you for, I don't know, letting us completely steal your land.
I thought that was
I'm not Indian, so
I
then again, I'm
saw
also not
that-
English. Just saying, we
I
didn't come here until
saw
I came
that
here on
it
Ellis
was
Island.
Native American month when, in November, and I was like, oh, the month of Thanksgiving and the month that we
Completely.
Who cares about Thanksgiving?
annihilated.
It's Christmas time.
Yeah, Christmas is what matters. Yeah, I agree.
Christmas is what matters. Thanksgiving gets passed over, and no one cares about Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I got
Everyone loves
I just find
Mariah
it funny he
Carey.
said passed over. Passover.
Passover.
Yeah, yeah, you see what I did there? Yeah.
Anyway,
So, Jax, let's
Jokes.
talk about your experiences.
my experiences with Fallout 76. So, my experiences were not really negative ones. Like I jumped into the game, and for me, it was already kind of set up for having the NPCs and stuff like that. So I jumped in the game on my own. I didn't have any friends playing the game or anything. I just was like, oh, cool, Fallout game. And for some reason, I just didn't really pay a lot of attention to it, because I think I was playing something else at the time that was capturing my attention. That's usually what it is. I'll dive into a game and just get lost in it for a while. So I was probably deep into something else, and then I eventually got bored and went, let's see what else is new out there. Oh, there's a new Fallout game. So I went and checked it out, and I started out in the world, and I come walking. Now, I'm generally, when I first play a game, I go through like a hurricane. I'm not like your, really passive player when I first start a game. I like to play, beat it, and do it again. That's usually my style. But knowing that this was an online game, I wanted to get in and make sure that I wasn't, because I didn't know what to expect. I thought, okay, I better be ready for a fight. Because
Same as I. Not gonna
that's
lie,
just
same
my
as I.
style, because I'm used to playing first person shooters online and stuff like that. So I hit the ground running. I made sure I started leveling up as fast as I could. I tried to get weapons as fast as I could. As soon as I found the wayward, the wayward, and I figured out where food was, and all that kind of stuff. I kind of played along by what the thing was, as far as following the path of, the NPC-ish kind of thing going on there. And as soon as I realized there really wasn't a full-on like go here, go there kind of situation, I'm like, okay, you just got to get strong fast, because somebody's going to come and whoop on you. Ironically, I showed up at the Wayward, and I always say it wrong. Anyway,
Wayward.
Yeah, which is funny. Yeah. But I got to the Wayward, and I went inside, and I talked to Meg and got my mission and stuff. And then I went back outside, and I said, okay, I've got my mission. I want to find, I was getting ready to start exploring. I wasn't going to go to the mission. I was just going to start traveling the map and start looking around. I just about started to take a step, and then here comes this level like 150, 200 out of nowhere. And he's like, hey, what? You need anything? And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, do you need any weapons or armor or anything like that? Or you okay? He was
sounds like a typical 150.
Yeah, he was trying to figure out whether or not I was an experienced player, or I was totally new to the game.
You were new tune.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know what you got.
He's a newbie.
So he made me leather armor. He gave me what is that handgun called? Somerset something or other.
Somerset Special.
Yeah,
it's a revolver.
The revolver with the scope on it. Yeah.
It's a revolver 44. With a scope on it.
It gives you level 50
it's like a
type 40. Of damage. Like it's got a lot of damage to it. He gave that to me right off the bat, gave me a bunch of food, and then he gave me some of the coins, and then he dropped a bunch of plans on me. Like he unloaded like all of his plans on me.
I love doing that, and then they're like over encumbered, and I'm like, sorry.
Well, I just he was like,
fill your stash box.
Make sure you read all of those right away, because it's
exactly.
It doesn't help you to carry them around. And he's like, and then he's like, don't do this, do that, go here, go there, make sure you do this and do this. And he just gave me this long old rhetoric about how to play the game, and kind of gave you the pointers of the he was giving me the tutorial the game didn't give me.
Exactly.
And so he kind of gave me a lowdown of what was going on in the game. And so, he loaded me up. And then from the point that I stepped off onto my own, from that point on, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do my own thing now, dude. Thanks. I appreciate it. I just don't want the game to be too easy. I don't want you to like, he's like, don't worry about it, dude. It's not going to be that easy anyway.
Especially once you get out of that green zone.
Well, and I didn't know that, because I was like, man, this guy's loading too much on me. I'm going to walk out of here like super ultra, and I wasn't super ultra, and then I
not with leather armor.
Well, the handgun and all that, I figured I'd be a little uber for what I was, which I was. I was like level
for those rad roaches
5 or 6 or something like that, and this guy's
not for those death claws.
Not for them.
I went from like doing like 4, I was doing like 8 to 10 damage. All of a sudden, I'm doing like 50, and I'm like, ooh, I'm like dead.
Like I'm
dead.
Shit.
Yeah, well, and at my level, it was comparable. It worked, but it didn't. What it was is I leveled up super fast. Like I was level 20 in no time.
Yeah.
Like I think it took me like 2 days at the most to get to like level 20, if it wasn't the first day. Like I don't remember, but I know I leveled up really fast, and I was like, okay, well, and then some dude was like, hey, you want to party up? And I'm like, what level are you? And he goes like, oh, I'm like level 80. And I'm like, but I'm only like level 15. I didn't understand how partying worked. So yeah, you partied
Okay,
up.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Not to cut you off here.
Uh-huh.
Those groups of people. I came in right at the very beginning, so I was expecting fights all the time.
Yeah, I was expecting to get in a fight.
Yeah, and I was trying to stay away from people.
Yeah.
Somehow people still found me.
Yep.
And me not knowing anything about me, even though I'm an experienced Fallout player, even when I'm not modding, I have done it. Like I said before, I've done it.
You can
Vanilla.
Yeah, move on.
But I would always say no, and I'd move on and stuff. So just my 2 cents on that. So
Well, that's just
continue.
what you chose to do. I chose the opposite. I went, okay, cool. Give me all your shit.
Yeah, my favorite thing is if I don't give anything to anybody, because maybe I don't have a lot on me at the time or whatever, is I'll just like be near a little low level and I'll pop some lunch boxes. Like, just watch yourself level. Go do some stuff.
I didn't experience lunch boxes until I did my first daily.
They came
event.
later. They came later. But like I like to do that now. Because I like to pop lunch boxes so I can, get my own experience. And then but I kind of feel like they're wasted if I'm not sharing them with somebody else. So I try and pop them when other people are around. And I especially love it when there's low levels around and I'm like, enjoy.
And you're like, surprise.
Yeah. And they're like, why? This game's really easy. I'm just leveling up all over the place. It's like, you just got 100% XP bonus.
Yeah. So then I took off on my own and I started exploring. And mind you, I've heard so much crap about people being griefed. It never happened to me.
I've had it happen.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Never happened to me.
Okay.
Like I saw somebody grief somebody and they were like trying to, like I had some dudes like try to mess with me.
Right.
But I'm like, yeah, you can go choke.
There's been a couple times where people have shot at me and I'm like, yo, because I mean, I'm not going to shoot back because then you're in PvP, right? And like,
I kind of knew how that stuff worked. It didn't matter.
And I'm just like, whatever. But I will say, there was one time a guy was taking Tyler County dirt track, whatever.
Yeah, I know another place I've done the same thing.
Yeah, the workshop. He was taking it. And I didn't realize how big that thing is.
It's pretty big.
I was cutting through the corner where that shack is off to the side because there's some resources in there. And I was out resource hunting one day and I was cutting through there because I knew not to go through the thing because I saw the guy there. I was like, I know not to go through the track because I knew he'd kill me. I cut to the edge and by God, that guy killed me. And I was like, I didn't even know I was in the workshop. But apparently I was because I checked it one day and I was like, gosh, darn it, that thing is huge. Yeah, a little mofo. I was out resource gathering and the dude shot me and took all my junk. And I was like, dang it. Because, that's the whole reason I was out was because I was trying to get stuff because I needed it. He took all my crap. I was mad. But that's the only time anybody's ever gotten me.
Yeah, I've never been taken like that because I just knew, and I inherently knew that once I knew PvP existed, I was like, okay, I know there's PvP in this game. So I don't see an area or an instance location. And from what I've talked to these people, they were like, no, it's everywhere. And I'm like, okay, as soon as I knew it was everywhere, that means you have to receive being shot and shoot back. Right. Or you just shoot at somebody as soon as they shoot back at you. It's engagement.
And you're on.
Yeah. So I'm like, nah, I ain't playing that. And then I've watched other people get tricked into it. And then like there's ways that people can, instead of PvP, they will draw shit at you.
Yeah.
They'll
grief each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty funny to watch.
Yeah, so and they usually do that to destroy people's camps. That's how you get like your big old turrets to go after like someone's camp. Is your grief your buddy, and then your buddy runs over there, and then it destroys their camp.
And the one thing that they do like to do, especially when you're in a role playing group, is they like to heckle, and they will follow you around. and they will talk smack to you.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they think you're weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're just jealous.
bunch of nerds.
Yeah.
Dude, you're playing a video game. You're not exactly the
Right,
cool
exactly.
guy in the
Like,
room.
who's calling who a nerd? You're playing a game.
It's like, okay, so here's how to explain this to you, dork boy. All right. I'm damn near 50 years old. I'm playing a video game. My days of being cool ended a long damn time ago.
Like, we never really had a chance, did we?
You know, it's like I was cool before video games were like a thing.
Right?
Now that there's video games, I got a whole new cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I just thought it was really dumb. It's like, but
And then
yeah,
that kills me because you like, I just wonder, it's like, because even Connor will say it and he's like, these dumb 12-year-olds. And I'm like, you're only 19. How do you think I feel? Like,
yeah, but he's not wrong.
I know
no,
he's
he
not.
is not wrong.
He's not. I'm telling you, and that kid is like, he's such an old soul. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
he acts like he's 10, 20 years older than he is.
be thankful. You know, it's
He's
better
very
to.
thankful.
Oh, I know, because I have
Yeah.
another one who acts the opposite way. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, God, they live night and day over here.
yeah. Well,
Do you want to hear something funny? What happened to me? My experience.
sure.
So I was going by the White Spring bunker in the very beginning. So someone had activated, like the ghouls. They were trying to wipe out all the ghouls. This guy, this player, and like three of his buddies, they had bows and arrows with dynamite sticked arrows or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And apparently, I got caught in the crossfire, and I died by something as stupid as that.
How did they kill you and you weren't fighting back? Did you not turn PvP off?
I forgot.
Did you turn passive off?
I never knew passive was a thing until afterwards.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of people in the beginning because when you come out of the vault, you don't have it on. In fact, I don't think you can turn it on for like your first 5 levels or something. You can turn it on.
Yeah. Sounds
Which
like
is weird
right.
because like these poor little baby sheep coming out of the vault. I'm surprised people aren't just sitting there picking them off as they come out.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a way that they shouldn't be able to, but I guess people find a way around it. It's weird.
No.
So yeah,
there's always that crazy stuff. Like when I was thinking when I was at the White Spring and I'm like these ghouls started running towards. Usually they don't mess around where the robots are, but they'd gotten in there somehow. And of course, I'm like, oh, here, let me help you. And then I'm dumb because stupid robot got in front of me, friendly fired. And of course, every robot in the White Springs is like, you must die. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh my God.
I was killed indirectly. So I wouldn't call it griefing, but I was still killed indirectly by these people because the robot, they're also clearing out robots at the same time, along with the ghouls at the golf course. And somehow I got caught in the crossfire and got killed indirectly. I never went there since.
There was a person, she didn't we couldn't communicate because we didn't have mics or whatever. And I have a feeling, I think she texted me or something because this is when I was on Xbox, and I think she said something on Xbox chat maybe. And but I got the feeling that English wasn't her first language. But
you get a feeling with a lot of people that English is not their first language.
Yeah,
even there's nothing wrong with that. But there's nothing wrong with that. And and I'm the reason I have a lot of exposure to that at work.
Usually the people that don't know how to speak English were born here.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely true. There are people who speak better who were not born here. But sometimes you can tell by the cadence that they speak and like the order that they put their words in, even though they speak English perfectly fine, that it's not their first language. But anyway. So when I was trying to do mayor for a day, and I was just like, holy mother, like I thought you had to be there the entire time that this data link was uploading.
Oh.
And I'm like, keep getting wiped out by these robots and I can't kill them fast enough. And I'm like, oh, I'm never going to get this. And she shows up and she's like, no, I'm going to show you where to hide.
Oh.
And And she goes, and I'll take care of everything else. And I'm telling you, 2 characters later, I've done it by myself every time. I just go load the tape and I go hide and I wait till it's all over. I'm just like, it is the easiest thing to do. And I'm like, I never would have probably figured that out on my own if it hadn't have been for her. I was just like, I never in a million years thought that I could just, hit it and go hide. I didn't know that. I thought I had to like sit there and protect them. I thought you had to protect like the data bank thing, from the robots. And I thought I had to stand there and make sure it was uploading and it wasn't going to get destroyed by them. And I just kept getting destroyed by them. I was like, I'm never, and you have to re-upload it every time. I'm like, I'm never going to get this done. So I was real thankful for that. So yeah, it's been pretty cool that, it didn't turn out to be the majority of the people just wanted you to die, that a majority of people are there that they want to help you and hang out with you and that we all play
like I said,
together.
my first experience was positive. And I've very rarely, and it's kind of sad that some people have had such a poor experience, because like I've had conversations with TKS Mantis and he just cannot stand 76, and his reason being is because he was griefed so bad. Like apparently
Wow.
he had nothing but bad experiences in that game. And I'm like,
Oh.
well, I mean, I'm sorry that happened to you, but for me, I didn't have those bad
Yeah,
experiences.
because I really haven't. I mean, I've had the occasional person that does weird
I have
stuff.
also.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always going to be the occasional person that does weird stuff, but I'm like, you can shoot my camp. You can shoot me. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. Grow up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I've gotten nuked.
I haven't been nuked.
I have been nuked. It's a fun sight.
Yeah, I've never been
and
nuked.
I mean,
now, mind you, I have been in the middle of the bug while it was nuked.
yeah, I have been, like, I was at Fashnaughts when somebody nuked it, and I was like,
Thing
well,
is,
I got that achievement.
I was taught very early on, thank you, Paladin Silent, for making sure that I knew to keep a hazmat suit in my inventory.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, and I died instantly.
Yeah.
Well,
no, as soon as it started to happen, man, I just popped my suit on and I was like, yeah, I'm good.
That actually makes more sense because it takes so dang long to get into your power armor, because that's usually what I'll do is I'll whip my power armor.
Suit takes seconds, man.
Takes too long. Yeah.
Because you're doing that whole
I'm gonna start doing it right. And then you gotta watch them put
the
put the battery in, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die before you get this done.
If you pop a rad like right off the bat, just click, you keep that in your favorites area. You rad inventory, helmet, boom, and then it kind of plays with things. Mind you, you have to be fast.
Yeah,
you gotta be really fast.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Comes.
You gotta know
it comes. It comes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I mean,
and depending on where you are, you might just get wiped out instantly.
What happens to me is I will fast travel to the Queen outside the nuke zone, but then if you die, you spawn in the nuke zone, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like running, like don't die.
Yeah, see, it's easier to, instead of like the time it takes you to run, you can put your hazmat suit on.
Yeah. Because I know I'm like, I could run faster than it'll take me.
You just got to have your mind mentally prepared to open the Pip-Boy, go to this spot.
Well, yeah.
Here, you know what I mean? And
I can do that because normally I would open it up to get the power armor out, but I'm like, this takes too long.
But the running thing is everybody goes running and they spend so much. They die like 8 times trying to run when they could just open the Pip-Boy and just do it nice and slow. Just do it nice and slow.
You know, I'll admit, and I think the hazmat suit doesn't weigh as much as power armor, so.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's probably a bonus too.
Yeah, to me, the hazmat,
because I never wear it.
And get the good hazmat suit. Like, I mean, there's enough damn hazmat suits out there.
I can make them.
Yeah. Well, some of them are, kind of janky, and then there's ones that are really good. Some of them don't.
I have that. Well, I've got like some of the special ones. I've got like a black one and a camo one, and I've got the Rad Rumble one and some prototype thing.
I don't remember, but I got a special one from the Knights, while I was running with them.
Yeah.
I miss running with those guys. It's just, I don't have the time. I just don't.
Yeah, I only have time to play one game at a time. I can't play all the games. So
I don't have time no more because of my job.
Starfield.
Well,
but-
you're a truck driver, dude. You're like on the road 90% of your
right.
life.
Actually, now with my new job, I'm only out 5 days and back 2 days. Full
Yeah, but-
2
Days to
days.
play. Where's your excuse?
During those 2 days.
It's still a lot of time on the road, man. You know?
It is a lot of time on the road.
I
And
think so.
And do we still love Fallout 76?
No.
yeah, I do.
I
actually.
do.
I do. I don't play it as much as
do.
I used to, but I do go back and I'll play. You know,
Yeah.
So there is that. You know,
I mean, I
but
went back for Halloween because I like the trick or treating, going around.
I
to
go
other,
back
you know,
when I'm like, I know I've got time and the guys are doing something, and
Yeah.
you know, it's like, oh, you know what? I can actually get in and do an RP for an hour. You know,
Yeah.
which isn't very often, but when I can, I like to hang out with those guys because I don't do it as much as I used to. And
Mhm.
they're a good bunch, you know. The Revenants are really good people, you know. But
Yeah.
anyway,
I go back for
uh,
events. It's fun.
I hope you guys enjoyed our little conversation session,
nice.
and I hope you join us again next week. You have a wonderful holiday, which I don't know which holiday it was. I don't know why I said that.
it's Halloween.
Halloween.
Because I think of Good Springs as a holiday. So yeah, Good
Yeah.
Springs is coming up, 11th
Yay.
and 12th. Make sure you guys show up there for New Vegas Day. It'll be
Yeah, you
awesome.
guys have fun.
Yeah,
We will
we're gonna
have
a
fun.
great time.
Can't wait
Yep.
to see pictures.
Anyway, folks, have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.